2020. What a year to rebrand. Whose idea was it to rebrand this year anyway? All these big plans, launch campaigns, roll out the first logo change in over 40 years and stick the landing on this massive undertaking, and then 2020 happens. They say that hindsight is 2020. But looking back, who could have possibly imagined that this year would actually be the perfect year for Coldwell Banker to rebrand? Stay with me for a second. We refer to our rebrand effort as Project North Star, both to symbolize the change in our logo design, but also the fact that our brand story for more than a century has proven that we are the North Star of the real estate industry. Our position as the undisputed leader in real estate has never been more on display than this year. Harvard Business School historian Nancy Cohn once wrote, "Real leaders are not born. The ability to help others triumph over adversity is not written into their genetic code. They are instead made. They are forged in crisis." That quote perfectly describes the Coldwell Banker brand. We were forged in crisis back in 1906, and it's proved we are the North Star of this industry through today's crisis-ridden world. No other real estate brand has voiced leadership like we have. News outlets turn to us for our perspective on the real estate climate, exemplified by Ryan Gorman's appearances on CNBC, Fox Business, Yahoo Finance, and more. Our broadcast interview opportunities have increased 400% year over year. We've had over 37 high-profile interviews to talk about the real estate market, the luxury space, marketing, and more. That's averaging more than one interview every single week. Beyond public relations, while others hope to just ride out 2020 and wait for better days, we know that when a downturn comes, you don't stop advertising. We have paved the road to recovery with consumer messaging that positions our agents to rule the recovery. While our Guiding You Home campaign didn't launch as planned during March Madness, we were able to quickly pivot, my favorite marketing term of the year, and celebrate the hometown heroes in our communities across the globe. We made a small adjustment to our end card, and that simple tweak made our ad the highest rated ad in real estate according to Ace Metrics. This marks the 9th straight year that Coldwell Banker has had the most effective advertising in the industry, outperforming traditional brokerages and real estate aggregators alike. But here's the thing. We're not even done yet. We've been building a platform of customizable marketing materials through BrandServe, where you've downloaded tens of thousands of customized assets to date. We've enhanced our internal communications and unified our network with the move from CB Exchange to Desk. In the product studio, under the leadership of Mike Fisher and Casey Ricker, they're on the verge of the next great iteration of CBX through a partnership with Moxie later this year. And they continue to make enhancements on their award-winning Listing Concierge program. And as if one amazing ad campaign wasn't enough, we've added another, one we call All We Have, which features content from all of you, along with consumer-generated video, to celebrate the story of appreciation for the greatest destination on earth, a place we call home. This new ad, along with our incredible Guiding You Home campaign, has been running across appointment viewing programming like the NBA playoffs, while also taking advantage of the surge in streaming through Hulu and other on-demand channels. Plus, we're reaching in-market buyers and sellers through programmatic video and a social-focused digital plan. Broadcast industry legend Donald McGannon once said, "Leadership is not a position or a title. It is action and example." Action and example. We are the North Star of real estate, not just because of our visual identity, but also because of the actions and examples that our brand and network showcase in every corner of the globe. We are united under this banner of the North Star, both figuratively and literally, and so we thought it was time to align our global luxury program with this new visual design as well. Take a look.
We are a community of elite luxury real estate professionals devoted to our craft. Only committed students of their profession, backed by the right support, can attain this level of expertise. Together, we sell more million-dollar homes than any other real estate brand. Share the power of a global network and create unforgettable marketing for exceptional properties. Together, our new look is a reflection of our leadership, our reputation, and our standard of excellence. an icon that now, more than ever, inspires us all to leave our mark on luxury.
This new design perfectly encapsulates everything we want to achieve with the Global Luxury Program. And consumers agree. Research with highly affluent consumers showed that they view the Coldwell Banker brand as a leader in the luxury real estate space. They also viewed our new design as being appealing, memorable, sophisticated, and modern. We worked with some top agents and teams as part of focus groups to help fashion the latest iteration of this logo. And through the process, one comment became crystal clear from everyone we talked to was this: that while our design may change, what we offer as part of the Global Luxury Program and the standard of excellence that we hold to must not change. That was music to my ears, because we have big plans to continue to invest and grow the Global Luxury Program in the months and years ahead, building on the foundation laid by our Vice President of Luxury, Craig Hogan. Today, you can download the new Global Luxury logo with your DBAs through BrandServe, and you can start exploring some of the enhanced marketing materials as we embark on what will most certainly be a multi-year transition. We're eyeing the end of 2022 as a target for our luxury specialists and our companies to embrace this new design. There's a lot of talk in our industry about value proposition. What's your value proposition? What makes you different? What makes you unique? I'm here to tell you that no other real estate brand offers what Coldwell Banker offers. A legacy of leading in good times and in bad, the most effective advertising in the industry, more million-dollar home sales than any other real estate brand through our Global Luxury Program, and unique product set featuring the likes of CBX and concierge services, and a bold new look that positions us well both for the present and the future. But you know what? We can do more. We're in the business of home. Home to us is more than just the four walls where we reside. It's the loved ones who come in through the front door. It's giving back so that others can experience home for themselves. It's our sense of community. Our newest partner shares our mission of home, and they do so in one of the most incredible ways possible. Many of us have been touched in some way by the plague that is cancer. But it is even more disheartening when the diagnosis is with a child. This organization seeks to help families during these trying times by giving them a home away from home, while also treating some of the most rare forms of childhood cancer. And they do all of this free of charge. Because of the generosity of people like you, families no longer have to worry about housing or hospital bills and can instead focus on the health and well-being of their children. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you the next great Coldwell Banker partner, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. This is our opportunity to make a difference in the lives of these children and their families. Take a look at why we are so excited to partner with St. Jude's.
For many of us, our most powerful memories of home come from childhood. But for thousands of kids each year who get diagnosed with childhood cancers and other life-threatening diseases, just living life and being a kid can become unimaginably difficult. We're proud to announce that Coldwell Banker is teaming up with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to help save kids' lives. St. Jude welcomes more than 8,000 kids a year from across the U.S. and around the globe. When they need it most, these patients and families find a home away from home at St. Jude, where everyone shares the same mission: finding cures, saving children. Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because all a family should worry about is helping their child live. What makes St. Jude possible are the generous donors, supporters like Coldwell Banker. Coldwell Banker agents will be the heart of this movement with our brand new program supporting the mission of St. Jude. Here's a look at just one of the lives changed by St. Jude.
Ashton was a high-level athlete, even at 5. Competitive cheerleader, softball player. We noticed that Ashton wasn't quite herself. Nausea that was kind of random, and complaining of headaches.
I didn't even know how to say the word medulloblastoma. My thoughts were, I'm gonna lose my daughter.
The physician was like, your best option is St. Jude.
Once we got to St. Jude,
Ashton had 30 treatments of radiation, 4 rounds of chemotherapy. She is one of the strongest kids I've ever met in my life. Most people with cancer end up having $1 million treatments. For most of the population, that is not doable. Coming here and receiving treatment that was life-saving for our child, and knowing that that treatment would be of no cost to us was a huge weight lifted. You don't have to worry about food. You don't worry about housing. You don't worry about medical bills. You can be present 100% here for Ashton. That meant the world to us.
Everything looks clear. No ugly white spots in there.
It's all gone.
Yay!
I've always felt like Ashton had a special purpose here on earth. And we don't know what it is yet, but I'm so thankful that we get an opportunity to see what that is.
We are leaving St. Jude. This has been our home, and these people here have been our family.
We can't wait to see the impact the Coldwell Banker Network is going to make on St. Jude and its patients. Agents participating in the CB Support St. Jude program can choose to make an automatic donation for every home sale or purchase they complete, and can opt in or out of the program at any time. Participating agents will also have access to a suite of powerful marketing materials designed to attract clients, make listings pop, and inspire people with St. Jude's life-saving mission. With your support, we can help one of the world's leading children's hospitals develop even more powerful treatments and help the world's bravest kids get back home even faster.
After watching that video, it's impossible not to be excited about this partnership. And I felt like I had to sit down for this next conversation. You know, all the information about the St. Jude's partnership you can find on desk. You can also go to coldwellbanker.com/St. Jude, which will have details on the partnership as well as the ability to donate today. But don't go there just quite yet, because I want you to hear from our next guest. As having worked with St. Jude for the last year and putting this partnership together, one thing you realize is that everyone connected with St. Jude's really lives and breathes the cause, and the connection between our brand and theirs around this idea of home is really so strong. So it's my great pleasure to introduce our next guest, who is the Supervisor of Creative Media Services, and not only works at St. Jude's, but has also been a patient there as well. Please welcome Joel Alsup. Joel, thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure to join you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And we got to meet in person a little over a year ago, back when we were meeting people in person.
Yeah.
And I got to hear a bit of your story and the fact that you not only work for St. Jude's, but you've also been a patient at St. Jude's as well. Can you share a bit of your story with our audience?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. St. Jude has been part of my life now for more than 30 years. So I've been there with our creative media services team doing video production for the last 17 years of my life, but actually 15 years before that. So we're going on 32 years ago, I came to St. Jude for the very first time. So I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this was back in December of 1987. I was living there, right-handed little child, into Cub Scouts, into soccer and baseball and basketball. And right about Christmas time, I started having pain in my right arm and stopped using my right arm. And my parents were very good and very observant. So they took me to my pediatrician. We had an x-ray done. From that x-ray, he saw something in there. He didn't want to panic us just yet. So he sent us to our children's hospital. We had an MRI done. And from that MRI, they could see clearly what was going on, that there was a tumor growing in my right arm. It actually grown large enough. It broken a bone near my shoulder, which was why I was in pain and had stopped using my hand. Fortunately for us, even though the tumor was large, it was still in its early stages. It hadn't spread beyond the arm. We were also very fortunate that the doctor who looked at that scan in Chattanooga had done his fellowship at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So he told my mom and dad, based on the scan, this was probably going to be an osteosarcoma, which is a form of bone cancer. What that would mean is probably a year worth of treatment, probably a major surgery would be involved. And he said, but I used to work at St. Jude, and they have a wonderful protocol for this. I'm going to refer you guys there. We get all this news. My mom and dad both have good jobs, and we have good health insurance. But this being 1987, this was pre-internet, pre a lot of the good word you hear about St. Jude now.
Right.
So we didn't know what to expect. We trusted the doctor, knew the treatment would be good, but we thought, okay, this is a hospital that's 350 miles away from home. We're going to, my mom and dad are going to need to get jobs in Memphis. We're going to need to sell our house and cars to pay for this treatment. That's what we kind of thought. So we got to stay at home for Christmas, drove across the state just a couple of days later, got to St. Jude and found out, don't worry about any of that. When we walked in the doors, they told us, we're going to pay for all of your son's treatment, all of your travel here, your meals while you're here. So all you have to do is focus on him and helping me get better. So that was just this huge burden lifted off my parents' shoulders to know that my dad could stay in Chattanooga, take care of my brother and sister. They would visit as often as possible. That my mom could stay with me in Memphis. And then we'd get to go home about every 2 weeks or so while I was on treatment. So our doctor in Chattanooga was absolutely right. I had about a year worth of chemotherapy treatments to help eliminate the osteosarcoma. And it was about 4 months into those treatments, the decision was made to amputate my right arm. And that was just really kind of standard protocol at the time. Given the size and placement of the tumor, that's what had to be done to eliminate the cancer. It sounds funny to say, but I was not losing any God-given abilities with this right arm. Even though I was right-handed, I was not in danger of becoming a professional athlete or anything like that. I was probably secretly meant to be a lefty. So I learned. I had 7 months of treatment after my amputation. So at St. Jude, it's not just about the chemotherapy. I had physical therapy to help me learn how to use my left hand. I had a homebound teacher who helped me learn how to write with my left hand and keep up with my school assignments. So by the time I finished my last bit of chemotherapy, I went right back home to Chattanooga, hopped right from second grade into third grade, didn't miss a beat. Started playing sports I'd never played before. I started playing baseball. I played first base and center field for years. I wasn't the right fielder who just ate grass. I was actually an active member of the team. Got into distance running, and I've done triathlons for like the last several years as well. And have been blessed to come back and work at St. Jude for the last 17 years. And not only that, my wife is a former St. Jude patient as well. We got married coming up right at 2 years ago, actually on the St. Jude campus, because that's where our families met. We actually met at a St. Jude event. I played the long game. You can see we're talking about, I met her more than 25 years ago. We got married 2 years ago. It took me a while to tell her how I felt, but luckily she felt the same way. And now we're married and just living an absolutely amazing life because of this wonderful hospital.
It's an incredible story. St. Jude's represents such an incredible cause. This idea of not only just the fact that you're not charging anyone for being there and for getting the treatment, but just the community feel and wanting to make these kids still feel like they're home and that they can have these normal lives. I think that's just an amazing cause. Talk to me about how you've seen that remain either constant or even develop over time from being a patient there to now being someone who works there every day.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the grasp that I have of what the hospital does is so much better now. Going from being 7 to 40 now, I've seen not only the changes in the hospital, but the way my mind wraps its head around about everything that's done there. I mean, every patient who walks through the doors doesn't receive a bill for anything, and that's kids we're treating from all 50 states and from around the world. And not only that, the treatments have progressed. Now, for patients like mine with osteosarcoma, a lot of times it occurs in the arm and the leg. We can find the tumor in time like mine where it's still localized to the bone. In the vast majority of cases, we can do limb sparing. So the child gets to keep their arm or their leg and not have to go on and worry about that. So it's changed drastically. Overall, childhood cancer survival rates have gone from 20% when we opened in 1962 to more than 80% today. The most common form of childhood cancer was only a 4% survival rate when we opened in 1962. It's 94% today.
Wow.
And that's the kind of cancer my wife had. I mean, if she had been treated at St. Jude in the 60s, she wouldn't be here. But that's what happens. That's because of the donations that fuel St. Jude. That's because of this beautiful family from all walks of life who get involved are the reason I'm alive today, or the reason my wife isn't alive today. So I can't speak highly enough of what has happened at St. Jude and how much the world has embraced us and how much you guys mean to us because of what you do. I mean, literally, I get to go out on the beach here in another 20 minutes and enjoy this time with my wife and my family because of you.
That's amazing. And, some people say, well, he was treated there, he works there, he found the love of his life there too. So of course he's so positive about the cause and everything that's going on there. But I'll tell you, to a person, every single one of the people that I've met that are connected with St. Jude's shares that same passion and love, and it wants to share the story of St. Jude. So we are so pleased to be able to be part of that and a partner in helping to share the amazing stories and help find cures for these childhood cancers. But share with the Cold Banker Network out there, what does a partnership like this really do? How are we playing a role in helping this cause?
I mean, you guys are playing an amazing role in this. I can talk about the survival rates all day long and how they've increased and how our treatments have become better and what we can learn as we move forward. But at the end of the day, it's what happens outside of the walls is what you guys are playing a part of. Like I talked about, I get to go enjoy time with my family here in a little bit. I got to enjoy a beautiful wedding on the St. Jude campus 2 years ago. 15 years before that, I got to graduate college. 4 years before that, I graduated high school. I've gotten to enjoy my wife's children like they're my own and love them like my own. That's what you're doing when you're partnering with St. Jude. It's not just helping provide the treatments that save these kids' lives. It's all the life that comes after. All the favorite moments you can think of from your life, you're literally giving that to the kids who are walking through the doors of St. Jude today.
And you can't put a price tag on that. It is immeasurable, and it's incredible to be part of that and connected with this. And a lot of people said, well, St. Jude's, it's in Memphis, Tennessee, but having walked on the campus there, and I've seen in the atrium all the flags that are representative of either doctors or patients there. How is St. Jude's reaching not just across the country, but across the globe?
St. Jude has a huge worldwide impact now. It's been more than 2 years ago now. We launched St. Jude Global, where we are now looking at our overall goal is by 2030 to have the survival rate for 6 of the most common forms of childhood cancer to 60% worldwide. I can't remember the exact numbers on it, but we've got several partner sites throughout the world where we're reaching in, showing them the St. Jude model, sharing our protocols, making sure they're set up to function the way that St. Jude does. Because when you look outside of Memphis, when you look outside of the United States, sadly, it's back to those 1962 survival rates I mentioned a little while ago, 20% overall, sometimes in the single digits, because that type of care isn't available to the families or the type of resources that we have aren't. So that's what we're trying to do, is extend that network beyond just bringing kids to St. Jude, but bringing it to their homes to make sure that kids are being diagnosed and treated in the right way, and that we are providing that hope to kids around the world. And that's what I'm most excited about, to know that, I can sit in Memphis, Tennessee and have an impact on a child who's thousands of miles away.
Amazing. You share your research, you're treating childhood cancer, you've created a home away from home for these kids and their families at no cost to them. I couldn't be more pleased to have this partnership and to be part of this. And you are living proof of the power of St. Jude's, both in treating your cancer, but in how it's helped shape your life and even finding the love of your life. So thank you so much for sharing your story with all of us. And we're excited to get started on this.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. And please know, big word we use at St. Jude is family. Know that you all are part of this family now, whether it's spreading the word, whether it's donating, you guys are what makes St. Jude go round. You are the fuel that makes us go on and gives the next child hope, gives the next child a chance to go on and graduate and get married and have this life after. So thank you so much for being part of St. Jude. Thank you most of all for being part of our family.
Oh, it's our pleasure. We're happy to be part of this family. And we're hoping that someday soon we can enjoy more than just a virtual hug and really be a part of this family in person at St. Jude. So thanks again, Joel.
My pleasure. Thank you all so much.
So be sure to go to coldwellbanker.com/St. Jude to not only find out more information, but to donate today. Whatever you can give possible would be great to help this incredible cause.